everybody, Cinema Sickness here with your Daily Sickness video, and happy Sunday to each and every one of you. And as always, hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic day and a fantastic weekend as well. Weather's beautiful here right now. Hopefully it's nice wherever you are, and if it is, make the best of it. Go out and do some cinema hunting. So, alright guys, let's get down to today's Daily Sickness video. And earlier this week, I headed out to one of my local Goodwills. Yet again, a Goodwill you've seen me at about a zillion times before since I've been doing these videos. I'm just constantly there. I do love this Goodwill. And it was a pretty decent trip. I found some pretty cool stuff, but at the same time, I found a lot of stuff that was scratched or just titles that were cool but I didn't need, or stuff that was just priced not well enough that I wanted to jump on it. So a little bit of a mixed bag of a trip, but nevertheless, I did find some cool stuff, and I shot some video while I was there, so let's take a look at that. Well, alright guys, here we are once again back at Goodwill, because I can't ever seem to leave this place. It's fantastic. I love Goodwill. So many good deals to be found that have been found, and I gotta keep coming back. So, first thing, as I always say, check out the display cases. You never know what you might find in these. I have found really good deals on Blu-rays. See, that girl knew what was up. She was checking everything out. Really good deals on Blu-rays and DVDs and all kinds of weird stuff in here that I think might be, I guess, able to be stolen or wanted to be stolen. They put in there, and just amazing deals sometimes to be found in the display cases. Not so often, but sometimes. And of course, had to come back here, check out the electronics. There was a turntable, but not really my thing. About 1 million screen protectors for your smartphone. If you need a screen protector, come here. They had a zillion of them. And a VCR with remote, which was pretty cool. I am always very intrigued by VCRs with remotes. I always want to grab them, but that one was not in good shape, so I had to pass on it. I have no idea what that was. I was trying to figure that out like the whole time. You guys know what that thing was there? Let me know, because I was intrigued. Digital picture frame, but nothing I need. Some composite cables, but again, didn't need those, so I passed. Unfortunately, nothing really all that good over in the electronics. It was kind of bummed. A giant, huge, massive remote. I've always wanted one of those, but no. And something for a PS3, but I don't have a PS3, so why would I need that? But here we go, guys. The cinema, and as you can see, plenty of it. DVDs, some Blu-rays, plenty of VHS tapes. So let's get looking, guys. And there was, again, plenty to look through. Pretty cool Shirley Temple set here. I already had these movies, so I didn't need it, but just neat to see. And I think they wanted, like $5 for that. Not a bad deal, but again, didn't need them. The Wire, not a show I'm interested in, so I did pass on that as well. I'm sure some of you guys are going to yell at me for that, but not really my thing. The Wire's not my type of show. Jane Silent Bob, awesome. Some documentary on Alcatraz, but I don't know anything about that documentary, and it's just a Mill Creek release, so I did pass on that as well. That Buffalo Bill set there is really cool. I really want that. I look at it every time I come here, but it's scratched, unfortunately. They had lots of Smurfs in here, which is really cool, but I already had that as well, so I didn't need to grab that. So as you can see, lots of interesting stuff. Right there's Swamp Thing up top there. I don't know if I showed that to you guys now or not. Let's find out. But there we go, I did pick it up. There you go, Swamp Thing. Yeah, I had to grab that. That was cool. Very excited about that. So again, some good stuff in here. That was cool, Blu-ray release, but didn't need it. They wanted $4 for it anyway, which was not a bad deal, but I did not need to grab that, so I did pass on that. Bunch of titles I either already had or just were not interested in. And so much more good stuff. This is from Route 66, there you have it. They had like 2 copies of the complete series of Poltergeist and some Jag. So a lot of stuff, again, I either already had or did not want. Here's a tin for some Humphrey Bogart movies, but didn't need those, so I passed on that as well. And you can see it just keeps going. There's that other Poltergeist set. Absolutely insane they had so many copies of that. Here we go, Louie, complete first season, DVD Blu-ray combo. That is awesome. This is actually the second time I've come across one of these at a Goodwill. And the Wahlbergs, which is really, really cool. Wahlburgers. I pronounced that incorrectly. I already had that. Did not need it. But anyway, that Louie set. And Cheyenne Season 1. Very cool. But yeah, that Louie set, I already have it. But I've come across it twice for like dirt cheap at Goodwill's. I don't know why I come across it so often. Cool horror box set here, but didn't need those movies. Already have them. So I did pass on that as well. So a lot of cool stuff. Just cool stuff I already had. Or this, for instance, that was scratched. I would have definitely grabbed this. It looked really cool. It's like Mark Hamill talking about sci-fi movies or something. I don't know, pretty neat, but it was scratched. And these were unfortunately scratched to Danger Man. That was the complete first season right there, but some of the discs were scratched, so I did pass on that as well, unfortunately. There's some things like Boomtown and Walker, Texas Ranger. You can't complain about that. Except I can complain about the fact that it was scratched, so I had to pass on that as well. So not the best luck today. Except for this. This was good luck. Yeah, some Goosebumps, and surprisingly, not scratched. I couldn't believe that. That was a must-buy. I had to grab that. This, obviously, brand new factory sealed. Not scratches either, and definitely something I was interested in, so I did come across a few good things. But unfortunately, tons of it was scratched. And some really cool westerns here. Turns out I already had the Horse Soldiers. I did. Luckily, I checked before I left. But Yellow Sky I did not have, so I was interested in picking that up. And I almost passed over this. A Game Boy Advance game. Very cool. I, again, almost passed up on it. I didn't realize what it was until I happened to just be looking through all the movies again, and I saw it there. So that was really cool. That was brand new, still boxed. Awesome. I didn't have that cart yet, so I definitely picked that up. And looking through the VHS, some sing-along songs. But unfortunately, some sing-along songs I already had. I did not need either of those. And some other cool things in here, but again, just stuff I have. Some documentaries, which I love documentaries, but again, it was just stuff I didn't need. And this set here I was interested in. I was like, what the hell is that? It's in this, like, box and 600 television episodes. And yeah, it turns out it's just a Mill Creek release of, like, Western television episodes. All in these sleeves, so not really fancy packaging on the outside, horrible packaging on the inside. And yeah, I didn't need that. That was interesting, though. And an Abominable Snowman hand, but ice scraper, yeah, that was weird, but interesting, but weird. And never seen that, so I passed on that. So again, some cool stuff. Baseball set missing a tape, so why would anybody want that? I do not know. Lots of stuff to look through, and they even had some Simpsons, which is cool. I already had that. That was the first set, I believe, that they started doing the weird packaging for. And Big Valley, I would have grabbed that, but unfortunately, it was $10, and not a bad deal, but I didn't need it. And of course, had to look through all the CDs, but again, unfortunately, no CDs I wanted to pick up. So, you know, again, today I found some cool stuff, but at the same time, a lot of busts as well. It was kind of a double-edged sword of a hunt this day. And there you go, guys. That was it. So I wanted to finish up showing you some SpongeBob lights. That were cool, but I did not get them. So there's everything I grabbed, minus one of those. I did put one of those back, but got some cool stuff. So, all right, let's take a look at what it was. Well, all right, guys, there you go. That was my trip out to Goodwill, and as you can see, like I said, a little bit of a mixed bag. Definitely some cool stuff, but unfortunately, again, just stuff I already had, scratch stuff, things like that. So it is what it is, but I did find some cool stuff, so let's take a look at what I picked up. So first up here for only 97 cents was Places in the Heart on VHS, a Sally Fields movie I've never seen. So let me know, guys, is this movie any good? I was definitely intrigued by the lineup alone. Not only for Sally Field, I love her, but just everybody else in this movie. I had to check this movie out and see what it is. So definitely looking forward to seeing this. It sounds awesome. The synopsis sounded great as well. So if you've seen this movie, if you enjoyed it or even hated it, leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this movie. I want to hear what you think. So, all right, next up was Sonic X, Beginning of the End. Grab this for $1.97, and definitely had to grab this. Although I got to do some more research on the Sonic X. What is this? 4Kids home video. Kind of a piss poor job of releasing Sonic X. Instead of just doing like, here's season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they did like weird, like, here's like season sets and then here's some volume sets, and it was all kind of mixed up, and I gotta figure out what I need to grab. Because I have like one season set in my collection, but yeah, I gotta figure out what I actually need to pick up. Regardless, I knew I didn't have these episodes, so whether or not these episodes were re-released in a season set at some point, and a season set that I would like to get at some point, I'm not sure. I'll have to double check on that, but regardless, I knew I did not have these episodes yet, so I had to pick this up for $2. Very cool. Some more Sonic X episodes for my collection. Sounded good to me. This was awesome. Blown away by this. I can't believe it wasn't scratched, and that is Goosebumps. My Best Friend is Invisible. I love the Goosebumps TV series. Again, I never read the books as a kid. I was a little bit too old for the books. My brother, who's like 2 years younger than me, he was really into them. Him and his friends were into them. Me and my friends, we were, you know, too old, too cool for Goosebumps. So I never got into it. Never got into the TV series until a few years ago. I watched a couple episodes, and I was like, holy crap, this TV series is amazing. It's very similar to Are You Afraid of the Dark, which I did grow up with and do love Are You Afraid of the Dark. And again, it was very similar, and I just immediately fell in love with the Goosebumps TV series. So I've been loving picking these up. I got a whole collection over there, like a boatload of these. Unfortunately, when I come across these and they're not new, they're about 90% of the time scratched. And it's because that's kids. They do not take care of their DVDs. Cinema Sickness Jr., I'm already enforcing on him, take care of your disc-based formats. Do not let them get scratched. He will learn that. he will know. One of the first lessons of life he's going to learn is take care of your disc-based formats. So, unfortunately, these tend to be really scratched. So when I saw this, I immediately went, oh, cool, but it's going to be scratched. And I picked it up. I checked the disc. Not a scratch on it. It's in brand new condition. That was amazing. So $2 for this as well. $1.97 for this. Awesome, awesome deal. Definitely had to pick it up to add to my Goosebumps collection. One I didn't have yet. I only need a couple more of these than I have every Goosebumps TV episode release. I wish they would do season releases of this. I know, I think they did over in like the UK and stuff like that. So maybe I might end up importing some of those at some point. But because I do have a region-free DVD player. But here in the States, we never got season releases. I wish they would. But I thought maybe like once the movie came out, the Goosebumps movie, which was awesome by the way, I thought maybe once that came out, maybe they would go, okay, let's do, you know, this is gaining some more popularity. Let's put the actual season sets out now. And I thought that'd be really, really cool. They never did that. So I'm still hoping someday we'll get season sets of Goosebumps. That would be amazing. But for now, picking up these individual releases is still cool. Very happy to have this. Again, the fact that it was scratch free and for $2 blew me away. All right, so then I grabbed Yellow Sky. I almost picked up this and, what was it? The Horse Soldier, I think it was called. Turns out I already had the Horse Soldier. I saw it, I was like, oh, cool. And I was like, wait, don't I have that? And I do. I have it on Blu-ray. So I ended up putting that one back. But I did grab Yellow Sky, which I did not have yet. Looks like a fun Western. I've recently been getting into Westerns, so definitely wanted to grab it. $2 for this as well. Another $1.97. Had to pick it up. I've never seen it, though. Just leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on it. And also for $1.97, a movie I've come across many times. Why I've never bought it, I really don't know. But I finally picked it up because it was $2 and factory sealed. And that is is it Betsy? Am I pronouncing that correctly? That's how I would say it. So, again, I don't know why I've never bought this movie. I come across it, I remember I used to come across it a lot. I don't come across it as much anymore, but in my years of collecting movies, I've come across this quite a few times, and for some reason, I've never bought it. So when I came across it at Goodwill for $1.97, factory sealed and never opened, I definitely had to grab it. So, again, guys, let me know about this one. I've never seen it. Leave some comments below. So, this was a close contender, definitely a very close second place to the best thing I got, but I think this takes the cake, and that is Volume 2 of Swamp Thing, the series. I never come across this. The first volume I come across maybe like once a month. I see the first volume of Swamp Thing like all the freaking time, and it drives me nuts because all the volumes look exactly alike except for, I think the first one doesn't say anything on it, but then Volume 2 says Volume 2 on the top, and Volume 3 says Volume 3 on the top, and I think otherwise they're pretty much the same, or they look very similar anyway. And every time I see the Volume 1 set, I'm always like, oh my god, Swamp Thing! I'm like, oh, Volume 1. So, it drives me nuts. So I was really blown away to come across this, and this was actually, another good thing about this was actually, like, I think it was like $7.97 or something like that. It was $8 for this, and I was going to get it anyway, because it was just such a good find, something I don't come across very often. They only charged me $1.97 for this. It was one of those handwritten stickers that were on it. Not, I took all the stickers off, so I can't show you, but a lot of times they have like, the price stickers. This one had a handwritten $7.97. I think the girl who rang me up thought it said $1.97. So I got this for $2. Awesome. I will say something though. I do tell you guys that if I come across, or if I buy something and the discs are scratched, because when I buy stuff, I tell you guys, a lot of people like think I buy stuff that are scratched because I buy used a lot. When I buy used, I don't care if it's a flea market, pawn shop, wherever I am, when I'm showing you something used, something that is not brand new and factory sealed, the disc is not scratched. I don't buy scratched discs. I don't care if it's just a tiny little bit scratched. I don't do it unless it's something rare, something maybe out of print, something really hard to find, something I don't come across. And even then, I usually don't do it unless it's like just a tiny bit scratched. And that is the case with this. Swamp Thing, the series, Volume 2, it does have a few scratches on it. Nothing that I think is going to cause any playback issues. They're very minor scratches. And I was a little hesitant about picking this up because I was like, $8 for something with scratches? Yeah, I don't know. $2 for something with scratches would have been a no-brainer. I would have just, yeah, take my money. But I get $8 for something with scratches on it, even though it's rare, even though it's hard to find. At least in my case, maybe you guys come across this all the time. I don't, but you know, even in that case, I was like, I don't know. It's still a lot of $8 is still, you know, a lot more than I would normally pay for something, and it has some scratches on it, so I was kind of hesitant, but. For the $2 I paid for this, that was an amazing deal. Like I said, the scratches aren't bad, and this is something I never come across. Of course, somewhere down the line, if I do come across, you know, maybe a sealed copy of this, or just one that's in immaculate condition with no scratches whatsoever, I will replace this, but for now, this is an awesome addition to my collection. Tiny little scratches and all. Very cool. I need to get volume 3 now. I gotta hunt that one down, because I think there were only 3 volumes of this put out. Is that the complete... You know, again, I don't know. I gotta look up information on that. Volumes 1, 2, and 3. Does that make the complete series, or did they just only do 3 volumes of it and then never anything else? Because I think there are only 3 volumes of this put out. Unless I'm mistaken about that too. Leave some comments. Let me know. I gotta look that up. So Swamp Thing, the series, Volume 2, very cool. And again, I only ended up paying $2 for this, even though I should have paid $8. But that's awesome. All right, and then one last thing here I picked up, and unfortunately it wasn't a CD. I walked over to the CDs. There was not a single CD I wanted to grab, which I was kind of bummed about, especially since, what was it, like a month or so ago. Remember I came across all those like cool like punk CDs and stuff? I want that to happen again. Every time I go there now, I'm always like, oh, did somebody with a really good taste in music take a bunch of stuff to Goodwill? And it just hasn't happened, but it will again, I know it. But this was still a cool find. This is also brand new factory sealed, and that is the Game Boy Advance release of Crash and Spyro Super Pack, 2 super games. We have Spyro's Seasons of Ice and Crash Bandicoot The Huge Adventure. Very cool. They a lot of companies started doing this where they would put multiple titles on one cart towards like the end of like the Game Boy life, which I thought was kind of an interesting idea. And it just goes to show you that when you have one of those Game Boy cards, it just shows you how much like more information they could stick in one of those, seeing as like they have these cards with like multiple games on them. But I already have Spyro Seasons of Ice released individually. I do not have Crash Bandicoot The Huge Adventure. I do have like 1 or 2 other Crash Bandicoot games, but not that one. So very cool. And even though I do have them, you know, people say, am I going for a complete Game Boy collection? I'm not going for that because I don't think it'll ever happen. There's so many Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games out there. I don't think it'll ever happen. But I am just going for as many as I can get collection. And this is a different card. Even if I had both these games released separately, I would still want the multi-pack card. So very cool. And I almost passed up on this because it was like sitting on the counter like this on the shelf like that, and I didn't even look to see what it was. I don't know why. I just saw it there and just thought it was something that shouldn't be there, and luckily it caught my eye before I left, and I realized it was a Game Boy Advance game. So definitely had to grab that. Very cool find. So grab this for, I think it was just like $3 or $4. Awesome deal. So very cool. So all right guys, there you go. That was it. That was everything I picked up for my trip out to Goodwill. All right, I'm going to go to bed now. It is very, very, very early in the morning. I had a very long last few days. Friday night, my best friend, who's a DJ, he was out DJing, invited me out, hung out with him, and turns out he's actually friends with John Gosselin from John and K Plus 8, so I ended up hanging out with him as well, which is pretty crazy. It was pretty cool to meet him. And then only like about an hour or so ago, I was out at another club, Saturday night at another club with John. He actually invited me to come out there because it's actually a club that's by my house. So he invited me to go out there. So I hung out with John just a few hours ago, which is, again, kind of crazy and just weird that I'm hanging out with John Gosselin. That was insane, but kind of cool. Really nice guy, by the way. Super, super nice guy. But yeah, so I spent the last 2 nights out at clubs, very early in the morning out at clubs, and that's not my thing. That's not my scene. I'm not a club guy. I don't go to bars. I don't go to clubs, but again, my best friend's a DJ, and every now and then I go out with him because, you know, to show him support. And then when, you know, John invites me out, I'm like, well, that's kind of cool. I guess I should go out and hang out there for a little while. So I did that. So I'm super freaking tired. I need to get caught up in my sleep. And it's very, very early in the morning right now. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning. So I'm recording this video very early for you guys. I don't know why I chose to do this video, because these videos are like some of my most involved videos. I got to do a bunch of editing and record some audio, and then record this video and edit it all together and save it, and it takes a while. So I probably just should have done a pickups video for you guys, a simple pickups video for you guys. That would have been so much easier for me to do, but I wanted to have this video for you guys. I knew you guys enjoy these videos. Wanted to give it to you as soon as possible. So, alright, that is it, guys. So, like I always say, thank you guys so much for checking this video out. Be sure to hit that like button down below. Also, if you're not already subscribed, please do. I'd appreciate that. You'll see a new video from me every day if you do subscribe. Also, if you want to grab yourself a Cinema Sickness t-shirt, hat, hoodie, tank top, anything like that, head over to cinemasickness.spreadshirt.com where you can get yourself some of those. And finally, if you want to show your support and keep videos like this coming your way, head over to patreon.com/cinemasickness, where you can become a patron and again show your support. Any tiny little bit helps and is greatly, greatly appreciated. So, alright, that is it. Thank you guys so much for checking this video out. I'm going to go get some sleep now. Have an absolutely fantastic day and a great rest of the weekend, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.